Hey guys, I'm Chuck Grooms with SCORE International, and we want to talk to you today about preparing for ministry. As you and your team are getting ready and preparing, praying through, and working at all the different details about your international trip, we want to talk to you today about some essential things. Number one, as we prepare, let's start with the heart. We want to be heart focused as we're preparing ourselves for the ministry. As we prepare each day, we're focused on how we can serve others. Remember, this trip is about Him and not you. This is not a tour agency or a sightseeing tour. This is not a vacation, but it's a pursuit of obedience. Let's be heart focused by our praying and asking God to prepare our hearts. So take some time as you're leading up to your trip to ask God to prepare your heart. Number two, preparing for the language barrier. As you are preparing with your team, you're going to run into a different language. In most every country that we're going to go to, it's going to be a language that you're not going to be used to. We want you to take some time to learn and brush up on the language of the country that you're going to be going to. Part of learning and updating and brushing up on the language that you're going to be going to is love, service, and boldness. If we love others, we're going to want to understand the language. We're going to want to brush up on the language. If we want to serve others, if we want to be bold by sharing our testimony, as we'll get to later. The third thing, the humility of culture. You're going to be going into a different place, in a different culture. Things are going to be done differently. Maybe you're going to see some things that you've never seen before in your life. Be aware and be understanding. Do some research in the culture. Take some time to focus on where you're going to go and what they do. Listen to the missionary around you when you get there. Ask questions. Just be focused and understanding of the culture. Number four, pre-serve. What are you doing in your community right now? Are you serving locally? We don't want to be on this trip, the first time that you go on an international trip is the first time you serve. We ask that you do some prep, serve others around you, serve people in your group, in your church, in your community. This is key in preparing for ministry. Number five, your testimony. Most people who go on an international mission trip have a difficulty sharing their testimony. Maybe they're nervous. Maybe they've never stood in front of a different culture to share. Maybe they've never used an interpreter. It's very difficult sometimes. So don't let the first time you share your testimony be in another country. Write it out. Practice it. Put your story down on paper. The story of what Jesus did for you. What is God doing in your life? What has He done for you? Why did you come to see these people on the foreign field? Practice over and over and over telling your story. The ultimate purpose of you sharing your testimony is so that the missionary on the ground can use your story to be able to share the gospel and to grow the kingdom. Be bold and practice daily. And then number six, it goes along very simply with these last five, and that is be bold in your mission. Ask God to teach you and grow you through this process. We don't want this to be a first time and only time event. We're asking that you ask God to grow you pre-trip, during trip, and post-trip. We're so thankful again that you've committed to serving with SCORE International, and as an organization, we commit to serve you. Thank you for being a part of this trip. We look forward to the partnership. And if there is any questions that you have, please seek out your mobilizer, your team leader, or SCORE representative.